Christ Jesus? Ought not you be loose today? Shouldn't you be well today? Shouldn't you be out of debt today? Shouldn't your financial situation get healed today? Glory to God.
All right, welcome back to Southwest Live, everybody. It's great to have you here with us in the auditorium and across all of our platforms, KCM. I have a special guest with me tonight, a special co-host. My friend Jim.
Thank you.
You know, when I talk to people about this program, they say the thing they like about this program is it's fun, it's informative, and it's encouraging. And you heard those words. You said, I got to be a part of that.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Help me.
Help me. Let me help you meet your needs. So anyway, Gene is going to be helping me tonight. He's going to be doing an interview here in a few minutes. But before we get into that, we got something we want to give to you tonight. Actually, you have to do something to get it, though. Tonight only, if you purchase the media sets of the meeting and you show your lanyard at the book table that you're a partner, you'll get a free gift with that. So you got to buy the media sets. Now, if you're watching this, you think, how do I do that? Same way, go to kcm.org, go to our shopping cart and find the media sets.
But it's tonight only.
Tonight only.
Can't do this tomorrow.
No, tonight only. And tomorrow we'll have something different for you to be involved in. So make sure if you don't have one of these, the partner booth has them. So go get one at the partner booth and you can show those to the folks at the partner booth. Now, you have a special guest.
I do. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I'm going to turn the reins of this thing over. And
I'm in full control.
I'll be back in a little while.
All right. Would you please welcome our first guest, Pastor George Pearsons. Pastor George.
Gene Bailey.
Tonight, we celebrate another Southwest Believers Convention, 39 years.
39 years.
But you've been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
This was a summer job, right?
This was a summer job. Actually, after I met Terry at ORU we met in 1975. By the end of 1975, we were engaged. By the summer of 1976, I was working for Brother Copeland. That's called supernatural acceleration.
That is supernatural.
And that really, God moved things along pretty quick.
Do you think the summer job's going to last? Or?
You know, I just wonder. No, it's the longest one I've ever had.
But Pastor George, you have seen, of course, I know you're pastor of the church, and you were way before that, you were an employee here. So you've seen a lot happen through the years, and you've seen vision happen here at KCM.
Well, Gene, when I came here, there were only 12 people on staff at Kenneth Copeland Ministries. And I had just come from Oral Roberts University, which Brother Roberts was the premier television ministry of that time. So it was interesting how the Lord took me from that place and brought me to Kenneth Copeland Ministries. And Brother Copeland asked me actually to start his art department. I had a background in graphics, so I started his art department for him. And midway through that summer, he came to me and said, the Lord's been talking to me about you. And he said, we're getting ready to do some big things. He said, I want you to pray about staying. And the Lord just immediately said, you need to stay with him. Terry went back to school for another semester. And then she came back and eventually started the television. But the first day that I came to work at Kenneth Copeland Ministries, when I walked in, they were putting together this package that they were sending out to the mailing list.
Right.
And it was an announcement, a word from the Lord that Brother Copeland received in 1976 to take this uncompromised word of faith and put it on every available voice. Preach it from the top of the world to the bottom, all the way around the middle, on every available voice.
Now you've got that, and they're showing that this is the original.
This is the actual brochure, the original, the only one in existence.
That we know of, yes.
That we know of.
If you've got one, send it in.
Yeah, we'll take it. But this was the one that we stuffed the envelope and put the tape in there. And long story short, through a connection at ORU, they had one of these on file, as well as the envelope and the cassette tape that Brother Copeland recorded. So they most graciously sent that to us. But the thing about it is, in this brochure, talking about this, the Lord spoke to Brother Copeland and said, I'm coming so soon. I want this non-compromised message of faith put forth on every available voice. And Gene, well, go ahead.
You've seen that through the years, though, haven't you?
I have seen that. And it's been very interesting to watch the ministry grow. I was 23 years old when I first came here in 76. Do the math. Anyway, but to see what has taken place, of course, when we sent this brochure out, Brother Copeland was announcing that they were getting ready to go on radio. Radio was the first available voice that the Lord spoke to him, and there are pictures that they're showing right now. That's the studio that he actually worked in and recorded. I actually sat in some of the early days on some of those recordings that he did. And eventually, he said, get on every available voice. And so eventually we were on, within the first 2 years, 700 stations across the country.
And that was the way to reach the world, or reach America especially, was through radio.
At that time, through radio.
That was the most cutting edge way to do it.
Exactly.
And then you saw...
And then what we saw from there was in 1979, we did several television specials that I was a part of. I used to play in the band, so I'd be traveling with Brother Copeland. And we did several specials, and then we went on the weekly broadcast, the Sunday broadcast. Now that took the ministry to another level, to another place. And then 10 years later, we went on daily television. Right. And that really catapulted the ministry into a new place. In the midst of all of that, we had the World Communion Service, which was right here in this convention center.
1982.
The ministry was growing. It was growing at such a rapid rate. It was pretty amazing. At the time, we were going not only on weekly television, daily television, it was expanding to the world. And we were establishing offices in Australia and England and in Canada, South Africa. All of these offices were being established, and that word that the Lord gave to Brother Copeland, go on every available voice. All that to say, Gene, we have not stepped back from that mandate. You know, people wonder, Brother Copeland's 82 years old, he should be slowing down, he should be taking time to rest. Don't say that in his presence.
Right.
Don't use the word retire around him. No. Because what we have found, and you've seen it too, in all of the years that I've been here, in all of the things that we've been through, I have never seen Brother Copeland this excited and this full of vision. As both the pastor of the church and the CEO of the ministry, sometimes I get several calls a day from him. George, the Lord spoke to me about this. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this vision. He is so full of the vision of God that there are things that are taking place consistently and really with an acceleration.
Right.
And when we reached 2015, then came the Believer's Voice of Victory Network.
And we didn't know really what that was going to do for the ministry, but we knew it was a voice.
Yeah.
And what happened?
We knew it was a voice. Well, it was very interesting because the day that we went on, I don't know if you were there or not, but a group of us were in the studio together, and they were going to basically cut the ribbon to go on, if you will, but they pressed a button that put the Believer's Voice of Victory broadcast out on Dish TV. Right. And we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't even know what we were going to put on there at the time. But the vision began to grow. And you know something, Gene, I was thinking about this. The vision for the network didn't just come to Brother Copeland in 2015. That came many years ago. Because I was remembering, he used to talk about a network back in the late 70s and the early 80s.
That's correct.
The vision that he had to take word of faith preachers and have the preaching of the Word of God 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, having that word going out all over the world. And that finally came to its first phase of fruition in 2015.
But then it wasn't all. That wasn't all. But what happened last year? What did we launch? The new outreach with the Bible College.
Well, with the Bible College, see, this is another one. This is another available voice. This is a vision, actually, that the Lord put into Terry's heart to be able to perpetuate the word of faith. And so where the school was concerned, she's had this in her heart to do.
I know.
And we talked to Kenneth about it, and he listened to us and kind of agree. And I actually wondered at one point, are we actually going to do this? And so I called him one day, and I said, Kenneth, you know, we're moving closer and closer to launching the Bible school. I said, what about it? I said, if we shouldn't be doing this, I can cut this thing off right now. And he got real quiet over the phone, and he said, no, it's an available voice. It's another available voice. He said, do it, George, do it.
Right.
I actually have the same pages at home where I wrote, do it, do it, do it.
Do it.
I kept those pages because last August, we had our first,
120.
120 students.
It's a good number.
It's a great number.
Yeah.
120 students came to the campus. I say campus, the campus of Kenneth Copeland Ministries. Here we go, from the campus of Oral Roberts University to the campus of Kenneth Copeland Ministries. 120 students. And I must say that the opening of the Bible school has really, there's a new energy in the place to have those students around us.
So what did the students bring as the senior pastor of the church? What did you see happen when the students came in and now they're in your church services too?
Oh my gosh, wherever they go, there's an excitement that surrounds them. I think they've really helped us, even as a staff, to be able to go, wow, the enthusiasm, because when you come to work, you're working day after day after day, involved in the ministry, and you have to really watch yourself that you don't get caught up in just the business side of it, but you keep the heart and the enthusiasm for it. And that's what they did. They brought a whole new enthusiasm into the place. And when we have our chapel services and they're in there with us, I mean, the excitement level just goes through the roof.
That's true.
And so now we finished up our first year with the Bible school. When the last figures that I received, a total of 265 with the first year and the second year together.
Right.
265 students are headed to our campus. I heard today that they were having meetings about where to park their cars.
We were having parking lot discussions.
It's the most exciting thing to see that taking place.
It is.
So
what do you think's next? What's next? Vision.
I really do see, and this is, as the CEO, I would say this is one of the top projects or visions that we have. And that is to get the Believer's Voice of Victory broadcast, first of all, out there into every available possible voice that we can. And the network, to get that network on everywhere, every place we can get it. The thing about the network is this, and this is so different, but really for Brother Copeland, it's really quite normal. And that is the fact we have 29 broadcasters on the network.
Right.
Word of Faith, strong broadcasters on that network. And they do not pay for their airtime. It is completely sown by the partners of Kenneth Copeland Ministries. The partners are really sowing into 29 different, 30 if you would count us, 30 different ministries through the operation of the Believer's Voice of Victory network. And so what I'm seeing, Gene, is, and you and I worked very closely together on this, and what we're seeing is the network not just being on Dish TV, but reaching out with that network on as many possible voices as that we can get it.
Before you do that,
how
about anybody in the room watch BVOVN, the network? Yeah, let me hear it. Yeah, there's I think I saw every hand go up.
So in addition to Dish, Channel 265, we're on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android, iPhone, Amazon Fire tablets, bvovn.com, kcm.org/watchlive, Facebook live streaming, YouTube live streaming, BVOVN radio, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, then the Orlando channel 55.6, Albuquerque channel 32.2, and then there are others in that. And so the vision that we have is to take over the world.
And what you don't know,
with the word of faith.
What you don't know, David Ellis, was with Brother Copeland in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, I saw your show in Nigeria. So what are you talking about? We're not on in Nigeria. He goes, yeah, the network. Somebody is taking, we don't know everywhere the network is
Somebody
going.
has pirated our network.
That's
and they're
right.
taking it, which is just fine with us.
Exactly with us. So it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And
it's exciting.
That is the vision. And one of the things too, Gene, that we're excited about is Brother Copeland's excitement. That he's not near done.
Right.
120 years is what we're pressing into. And so in addition to the network and the expansion of the network, we're looking at expanding all over the world. The nations that we reach, from the top of the world to the bottom and all the way around the middle. That's where the Lord is taking us. And it's a phenomenal journey that we are on.
Exciting time.
It's a very exciting time.
Thank you, Pastor, for sharing that with us.
Thank you, Pastor
I want to throw it back over behind me, back over to where Pastor Greg is in the other room. So Pastor Greg, tell us what's going on over there.
Salute! Here we are in the convention center, standing in a wheat field. What am I doing? Buddy Pilgrim, board member of KCM, what are we doing in the convention center exhibit hall in a wheat field? What does this have to do with it?
We're looking to the harvest, and you see the sign up there, 2019, the word of the Lord from Kenneth Copeland for 2019 was it's the year of abundant harvest.
And it goes with what Pastor George was just saying about from the top of the bottom all the way around the middle on every available voice.
That's right. And I want to tell you, if you're here at the convention, or even if you're watching from home and you're a partner with Kenneth Copeland Ministries, all of these little cutouts right here that represent wheat represent the harvest that you can have on the seed that you sow into this ministry as a partner. That's how important partnership is, because the way you harvest is you sow the seed. You activate your partnership by sowing a seed.
And we're here because of the partners. We're on every available voice, all the stations they just mentioned, and some big announcements coming this week because of the partners.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tell you, you don't want to miss Wednesday morning when Brother Copeland speaks, and Wednesday night when Jesse speaks. We're going to talk about some really important things that are coming up on the Believer's Voice of Victory Network, and it's partners that make that possible.
So we have a couple of minutes. How can they become a partner?
You become a partner, first of all, by choosing to do so. You know,
what is a partner?
Well, let me say this. A lot of ministries make you a partner just by sending in any gift. It's just automatic. If you send something in, they call you a partner. Brother Copeland's never wanted it that way. You can send in a gift, that's fine, but he wants you to elect, to choose to become a partner. So first of all, you say, I want to become a partner. Then you commit to pray for the ministry. Now, you don't have to commit that you're going to pray every single day, like Brother Copeland prays for all of his partners every day. But you do commit to pray for this ministry and lift up Gloria and Kenneth and all of us who work out here in the ministry. And then the third thing is you activate your partnership by sowing a seed of any amount. Kenneth set the standard today for what the minimum dollar amount is to become a partner.
And it is?
It is 2 cents a year.
There you go.
That's the widow's mite. It's the biblical standard for partnership. So if God's leading you to partner with a ministry, this is a good one to partner with, and anyone can afford 2 cents a year. But I tell you what, when you start showing 2 cents,
because it'll increase, won't it, buddy?
It'll increase.
It's like this.
You will get an abundant harvest, just like these wheat stalks right here, and it will bless you in every area of your life. The scripture that Kenneth so often uses when he talks about this is 1 Samuel 30:24, and 30:24 says this, and as who will listen to you as to this matter? For as his share is who goes down to the battle, so shall his share be who stays by the baggage. They shall all share alike. Every person that helps this ministry carry out the good works shares in the rewards for everything we do.
Yes, and you are part of that. You're going to hear a lot more about partnership. You'll hear a lot more from Buddy throughout the week about partnership, and that explains what we're doing right here in the wheat field. So I'm going to send it back over to you on the stage right now.
You know, there's almost nothing that Pastor Greg will not do. That was really fun, the salute. Most of you probably got that. There are probably a few people in here that didn't get it, but yeah, most of you probably got that. Well, we were talking about the network a little bit earlier with Pastor George, and I have one of our programmers on with me tonight, and I'm excited because I've never had these folks on with me until tonight. So I have Mylan and Christy Fevre from On the Road to Freedom. On the Road to Freedom.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll get into the broadcast in a minute. I want to back up a little bit. And, you know, people, we think everybody knows about your background and your history. But, I mean, you came from a musical background, wrote a song that Elvis recorded, made you rich. You played with some pretty heavy hitters, didn't you?
A few, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were some guys that you played with over the years that are pretty well-known folks. Were they as well-known back then when you were with them, or did you make them well-known?
No. They made me better known.
They made you better. Who were some of the folks that stand out to you that you were with over the years?
Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan.
Right.
Two of the Beatles played on one of my albums.
Wow.
Alvin Lee from 10 Years After. Mick Fleetwood played drums for us from Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Steve Winwood was our organ player on one album from Traffic.
Right.
And Boz Burrell from Bad Company. I mean, there was just a ton.
Yeah.
Ronnie Woods from the Rolling Stones.
Right.
Just a ton of people. But if you do something for 20 years, you're going to meet a whole lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to fix our mic here right in the middle of this, so we'll just let them do that. Christy, did you know about Mylon before you met him, or?
Just knew of his music and had a great respect for his love for the Lord. I always respected that.
Yeah.
And so when I met him, it was a great honor, and then we became friends. And you, as you may know, Brother Copeland married us.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did know. That's wonderful. I mean, Mylon had already had a relationship with them, but that was kind of your indoctrination, so to speak.
That's right.
Into the world of Brother Copeland and Kenneth Copeland Ministries.
Yeah, that's it. He ordained me. He and Miss Gloria ordained me into full-time ministry with Mylon on our wedding day.
Wow.
In my wedding gown, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, so special.
Yeah, and you know, having come from the background you did, and then, you know, finding Christy when you did in your life was really instrumental, was it not? And where you are now.
As far as I'm concerned, it was a miracle, and a sign, and a wonder.
Well, obviously we can tell by looking at her. That's true, obviously.
You know, I had been married before,
Yeah.
and I got married when I was unsaved, and I made bad choices.
Right.
And I learned a lot about the power of disagreement, and now I know about the power of agreement.
Oh, it's so.
And they're both very powerful.
They are.
But this is holy.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
praise
And holy matrimony is better than matrimony.
Right. Yeah.
Praise
Yeah,
God.
absolutely.
Amen. So
Now,
it's
the program On the Road to Freedom, talk about the vision of that program, because it's different than most of the other programs on the network. So talk about the vision God gave you for that program and the mission of that broadcast.
well, you know, Jesus said, leave the 99, they're safe.
Right.
But there's a lost sheep that you need to go after.
Yes.
And so that's basically my assignment. My assignment is to not try to do what Brother Copeland's already doing better than anybody on earth.
Right.
We don't need another me in the pulpit ministering to a congregation.
Right.
We need somebody to go after the people who are unsaved and unchurched, who do not go to church and don't watch Christian TV.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to present the gospel to them in a way that the one thing that most of the unsaved world does not know is how good God is and how much He loves you.
That's exactly right.
And so our job is to submit these truths, the word. You know, Jesus said, if you continue in my word, and that's what we are, we're a Bible study.
Yes.
If you continue in my word, you'll be my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And so we do 52 shows a year about freedom from addiction, freedom from fear, freedom from, you know, whatever, depression,
and you go to some great locations,
we
don't
film
you?
them
Oh,
in
yeah.
beautiful places.
Talk
Well,
about some of the places
you were with us in Utah with
Yeah,
Brother
Monument
Copeland. Come
Valley.
on, man.
That- that-
Was that ridiculous?
Yeah, ridiculous is a good word. Yeah.
We were praying about where to go. Why don't you tell them what the Lord told us, baby?
Well, we've been in beautiful places like Maui, the Grand Canyon, Yosemite Falls, beautiful places, the mountaintop in Banff, Canada. But in Monument Valley, Utah, we were so thrilled to film these episodes, these broadcasts with Brother Copeland. It was such an honor.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely gorgeous.
And by the way, they're going to be shown August the 19th through the 23rd on his.
On our program,
Your
on
program.
Believer's Voice of Victory, and then
Yes.
and then
And
it'll air-
ours is a weekly program,
Yeah.
so it'll take 5 weeks
right.
to show them.
We shot 5 programs, so it'll be
Right.
1 week on our network with our program, and then a whole 5 weeks on your
That's right.
on your program.
And don't miss those people.
Yeah.
I don't even know which camera.
Right there.
Okay. Don't miss those, man, because Brother Copeland broke down the fundamentals of faith. Faith 101. The simplest way to know whether you're living in pretension or presumption or whether you're really believing God is honest and you have no doubts.
Right.
Because that's where the power of God is. That's how you please Him. Without faith, it's impossible to please Him. And that's how you get the miracles, the things that you need done that only God can do. The way you plug into that power is by believing He's honest, saying it, and expecting it.
Yeah, but the other thing about that is that day the wind was blowing really hard, and Chrissy's hair never moved. I don't know how that happened. I really don't know how that happened.
Hairspray, really good
didn't faze her
hairspray.
one bit. I'm telling you. Thank you guys for doing that.
Thank
You
you.
have
It
to
was
come
so
back
fun.
and do this again, and
Yes.
so we can spend a little more
Be
time with you.
honored.
And
I love you,
Sure
buddy.
is.
oh, I
You're a
love you.
champion.
You are such a blessing. And Tim
I
Gray.
love you
Tim does
guys.
such a
I
good
love you
job.
guys. Oh wow. Well, I'm honored to do what I do, and it's a blessing. So hey, listen, know, we're here in the city of Fort Worth, and they love us here in the city of Fort Worth. We had a chance the other day to sit down with the president of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bob Jameson, and he had a few words to say that I think you'll enjoy. Watch this. We're here with Bob Jameson, and sir, you were telling me this is our 39th Southwest Convention, but you said you've been here for 35 of those, so you can speak to this, the relationship that the city has with KCM.
We have many repeat customers that bring conferences here year after year, but nobody has been here for 39 years, and nobody has been here the length of time and has made the commitment to the city of Fort Worth like Southwest Believers, the KCM. And one of the things that we learn from having visitors from all different places is it is an opportunity in many instances to introduce the city of Fort Worth to people who otherwise wouldn't be here. And so we're always grateful to have that opportunity to tell our story and to share that special brand of Fort Worth hospitality. This year alone will represent a $9 million economic impact, just with the number of people that will be here. All of that creates jobs and opportunities for people here that are in the hospitality industry.
What is it that makes Fort Worth a great place to have a meeting like we're doing?
The hotels that are most directly engaged in the meetings aspect of the tourism business are in our downtown, and so people find themselves in the heart of our city comfortably and safely. But then you also have the fact that this city has long appreciated its history, and it has taken particular and special care of its National Historic District, the stockyards, and so there's a real ability to experience and understand how this city started.
I'll give you a chance to brag on our city a little bit. You've been here a long time. What makes our city special?
There is a special brand of this mashup of Southern and Western hospitality that comes together in Fort Worth, and they are so proud to share their city with others.
How many different conventions and meetings do you guys host every year, and what makes this one different?
The convention center is busy year-round. Hotels are running very robust occupancies. Will Rogers Memorial Center has got 3 dark days. There are all sorts of activities that are taking place and bringing people to town here, but the Southwest Believers Conference again has made a real commitment to Fort Worth and comes back year after year and has been a very special partner all of these years. We're thrilled to welcome everybody back again for the 39th year. We are just so glad to have you in Fort Worth. We're glad for those of you that are coming back. We welcome you back with open arms, wholeheartedly. For those of you that are new or here in Fort Worth for the first time, we are so anxious for the opportunity to have you experience our city and to meet our people and to have a great experience in our convention center at the conference that brings you here in the first place.
And come back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no one and done for us. It is so exciting for all of us here in Fort Worth to anticipate next year's Southwest Believers Conference, the 40th anniversary. Nothing means more to us than to celebrate special milestones, and this certainly is one for this convention and for your organization, and we are so proud to play a part in welcoming you here to Fort Worth once again.
Well, as a lifelong Fort Worth resident, I want to welcome all of you as well. On behalf of Kenneth Copeland Ministries and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. I don't even work for the Visitors Bureau, but I did that nice little platform.
Well, you've got a second job.
I do have.
Okay,
listen,
we are just minutes away from prayer, but you have an announcement.
Yeah, remember at the top of the program we talked about the special tonight only. If you buy the media set of the meeting and you go to the partner booth, and you show this partner lanyard, you're going to get a free gift along with that. If you're watching us on the network or online.
My e-members and e-partners.
That's right. Go to kcm.org, go to the shopping cart, find the media sets, and then order those, and you'll get a free gift as well. So, hey, listen, over there in the weeds, what were you doing in the weeds over there? Supposed to come out of the weeds, you know?
I'm out here with you now. I'm out here with you. And I'm telling you, the meetings today have been wonderful. and we are ready for prayer tonight. Are you ready to get into prayer?